Hello and welcome in, everyone. You are now tuned in to an Astrology Saturday report with your host with the most, Chad the Maverick. Thank you all for showing up to this lovely live stream on this beautiful Saturday. We're going to be getting into the parameters of this week with the most important part being the new moon in Capricorn that we have coming in and approaching us, right? So when it comes to this new moon in Capricorn, it is boss up season. It's time for you to take control and take the power that you have within you in order for you to create and build in the structures that you want into your life. Hello to everyone who's hopping in. Much love. I appreciate the love down in the comments. Thank you so much. But yeah, we're about to, like I said, we're going to hop into this week upcoming, what's going to be going on with these shifts. And I do have a couple announcements to make on top of that, though, for any of you who want to know, because the new moon in Capricorn is going to be very critical as far as you bringing in and bridging in the manifestations that you want for the next 6 months of your life. So if that's the case and you want to know how to boss up properly, how to really work with this new moon energy that's coming up, I have a class on this upcoming Monday on the 11th, which is going to be about the new moon in Capricorn. Someone says first time here. Hello, how you doing? But yeah, so it's going to be on the new moon in Capricorn, right? So the new moon in Capricorn, I'm going to be teaching you how to, I'm going to tell you what the astrology is doing, right? I'm going to tell you what's going on with the astrology. I pull up the chart so you can see along with the chart. I end up also, I also pull and I speak on every zodiac sign and how this new moon is coming in, right? We're going to be kicking some butt with this new moon. You right. You 100% right. We got to come in strong and come correct when it comes to this new moon in Capricorn that's coming in, because this new moon in Capricorn is literally it's basically trying to gift you. It's trying to gift you, hey, do you want to create something at the greatest that you can? Here's this gift to you, but you need to know what you want to create, and you need to be able to go out, push for it, and go get it too. So it's not like it's just hey, we're going to bring in this manifestation and we're just going to magically get what we want. No. However, the moon in Capricorn is going to put you in the right position, in the right spot, in order for you to make those moves afterward. You get where I'm coming from? That's how the new moons work. And the new moons are all about manifestations. They're all about new beginnings. So because it's going to be there, it's going to be bringing you into the next spot of what's going on. So that's pretty much what's going on. Someone said a boxing match with your fate and dreams. Yo, facts. Yo, that's what's up. But yeah, that's 100%. And that's the whole idea behind I guess this upcoming week. And not to mention that there was a bunch of shifts that have happened within the last week to today. I have a lot of things to break down today, so be sure to stay tuned. Also check out the classes that I have. Like I said, I have the new moon on Monday, which I'm doing a class for 6 p.m. PST. All the classes that I have are on House of Intuition's website. They're literally on the front page right underneath. You click on all of them, make sure you get all that information. Someone said they have an interview on the 12th. Yo, that's on the new moon in Capricorn. Boss up that day. Come correct. You're gonna get the job straight up. That's pretty much the way that the whole idea behind it. So yeah. I love you lives. Thank you so much for pulling through. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Let's get to it. So, anyway, as you can see, this 2021 has started off with a pow. So, with that being said, right? Speaking of, if you didn't get your 2021 candle yet, definitely get your 2021 candle. Bring in your intentions. This is the best way to honestly bridge in your new year intentions and bring in your new year everything else. So, it's going to be a great time. Let's get it going. So, now we're going to get into the hustle of the new moon in Capricorn season. Let's get it going. So, basically, right, when it comes to this last week that's happened, right? This last week that had happened pretty much bridged in Mars and Taurus, right? Which is, we saw the end, to be honest, everything that happened, as far as the news and everything like that was concerned, literally happened at the last bit of Mars and Aries. And Mars and Aries is all about fighting for things. It was really about sticking up for whatever someone believes in. So what we literally saw was the shift of the last of Mars and Aries, right, to Mars and Taurus that just started. So even if you notice beforehand for the last year almost, right, everything's been just go. Everyone's been just very I don't even know how to explain it the right way, but everyone's just that's kind of how that's been going, right? But what's happening is, since we're going into this Mars and Taurus aspect, right, it's going to start slowing down, right? So the energies that were super heightened and like everything was going on is going to start to slow down, especially with this Capricorn season 2. People are going to start kind of stepping into their frame and their format. Not only that, yesterday we had Mercury shift into Aquarius, and we also had Venus going to Capricorn. And because Mercury went into Aquarius, our speech, our thoughts, our communication is going to all be based off of the principle of revolution, right? Not only revolution, but humanitarianism. How are we going to connect to each other as fellow human beings? How are we going to be able to speak to one another on a human-based basis in order for us to really bridge in and build a better world for ourselves, right? How are we going to start to commune and talk to all the people that are around us in order for us to get into a better inclination, get into a better stance with one another? That's what this Mercury in Aquarius is starting to bring in. Not only that, but Venus in Capricorn also shifted, and Venus representing the heart in Capricorn is basically showing us like, if you love something, when you have authority in something, you got to show up for it. Right? Venus in a Capricorn is like, you need to stand for that. If you like someone, you got to shoot your shot. If you like this, you got to go do it. If you really want to go and do that, you have to put in the first work. That's pretty much like what Venus in Capricorn is all about, right? Venus in Capricorn is like, what are you going to take serious? Because whatever you choose to take serious, you're going to keep going with. Venus was just in Sagittarius. Venus in Sagittarius is all like fun and play, having a good time, doing whatever they want. Venus in Capricorn is like, okay, so like, where are we going with this? You know what I'm saying? But that's the differential between like Venus and Sag and Venus and Capricorn, right? Building in. And like someone just said, we needed this, a better communication. And that's what Mercury in Aquarius is kind of about. How are we going to be speaking to one another on a human-based level, right? We need a lot of more love in the world, especially considering everything that goes like that. Love does win every time. And that's kind of what this is all about. Mercury in Aquarius is also going to be bridging in electric form of friendships with people that you're going to be able to speak to, and then bridge you into a greater understanding of what it is with your knowledge and what it is with their knowledge, right? So that's the whole idea behind it. Someone said stop procrastinating. Someone said they have a crush. Might tell them, do it. Stop procrastinating. Go do it. Period. I mean, that's the whole idea behind it, though, right? Is that you're supposed to. I like someone said period. That's I said period. What's up? But like, regardless, like that's pretty much the whole vibe around this time frame. What are you willing to take serious, and what are you going to step into, right? So that was just yesterday when Mercury and Venus making those shifts, right? So now we're going to get into a little bit of today, right? And before I get into today, I just had to mention, my name is Chad the Maverick. For anyone who didn't hear it beforehand, it's Chad the Maverick across the board. I'm the in-house astrology here for House. I'm up here very often. I have a lot of new things for you all coming up, and I teach the classes every Monday and Wednesday. Just in case anyone didn't hear it before, they're always at 6 p.m. PST, except for like one that's like at 5. But one is like a 5, but regardless, the whole idea behind it, make sure you pull up, make sure you check out the website, check out House of Intuition. We have all the stuff for you. We come in with the lives. We do this every week for the astrology. It's a great time. So, of course, 100%. I love doing this for y'all. I really do like putting like everyone on to like what's going on with the week, because I know there's a lot of astrology out there. There's a lot of astrologers, and I try to just bridge it all together. So like, if you're advanced in astrology, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know about astrology, you still know what I'm talking about. Speaking of, though, if you do want to know about astrology, and if you want to learn astrology literally from, I'm teaching y'all. I'm going to teach y'all literal astrology from the ground up, right? There's going to be Astrology 101 Foundations class that I'm going to be hosting starting on the 27th. And so for every week after that, we're going to be going from the ground up about the planets, about the houses, about the signs, about the elements. We're breaking it all the way down. So if you know about any form of astrology, or you just want to actually learn astrology, pull through. I'm teaching you ground up. I have examples. I literally will show you the planets. I've been working on this for a long time. I'm very excited for you all to pull through the Astrology 101. Even if you do know astrology or you're intermediate, go through to that, because I'm going to be teaching the basics. I literally took a beginning course not too long ago, and I've been studying this for like 7 to 10 years. So you know what I mean? It's always good to like go back to the basics and move on with that, right? So I just wanted to put that out there. So now to break into and to break down the much love, appreciate the love, but now to break down a week, right? So we're gonna start off with today. So yesterday also we finished off the moon in Scorpio. So yesterday was intense. Let me just keep it real. Yesterday was very intense. Yesterday was very just like type of deal, right? And that's because the moon was in Scorpio, and it was really like purging out a lot of like random old weird feelings that you may have had. And now we're moving into the Sagittarius, so now this is all about the sight. Moon in Sagittarius is about the sight, it's about the freedom, it's about literally bridging in the love and everything like that. I see 1111s around the clock and some hearts. Beautiful time. But the whole idea with the moon in Sagittarius, right, is that now we're going to be looking at a different scope behind all the events that have occurred, right? Even from beforehand, right? Looking at this whole idea behind what do we want to bridge in, because this is going to be the moon phase that's right before the new moon, right? So this is pretty much like it's also known as the dark moon. So essentially it's just like it's leading up right before the new moon, but it's still in Sagittarius though. So because it's still in Sagittarius, there is a sense of optimism that's coming in today that we didn't have the day before. And this optimism is going to carry us and lead us into this new moon in Capricorn space, right? And that's pretty much the whole idea behind this new moon. It's literally just to like bridge you in. So today we also have Venus in Capricorn making its trine to Mars in Taurus, right? So Venus in Capricorn, once more, I was saying it's time to get serious, right? And with it making its trine to Mars in Taurus, which is all about like making a stability, it's like, what are you going to commit to? What are you willing to commit to with your heart behind your business, behind that person that you're with, behind anything like that? What are you willing to truly commit to, right? So that's pretty much the whole idea behind this Venus making its trine over to Mars. What are you committing to? What do you want to start to set in stone? And it doesn't have to become immediate, but you need to kind of like make that first inkling of like, this is what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to lead you into the new moon in Cap. And then Sag moon is going to kind of start to show you what are the things and what are the aspects that start to align with one another in order for you to like push these things forward. That's why today is important in that regard. We also have Mercury making its conjunction to Saturn. And with Mercury making its conjunction to Saturn, which just went into Aquarius, right? Once more, very revolutionary idea. Someone said crystallize it. Facts. That's literally what Saturn is about. Saturn is literally about the crystallization of whatever it is that it touches. So with this Mercury in Aquarius, is like, what are you going to do to crystallize the authority behind you accepting everyone as a human being? And with you accepting people on a humanitarian level, right? How are you going to be taking these things serious about like your friendships? How are you going to bridge into that? This is a more of a social energy is starting to come in. I know a lot of people have been very unsocial. I've been super unsocial, like coming into like the idea of this Aquarius season that we're starting to bridge into. This is going to be bringing up a lot of new communications, a lot of new connections that are going to start up during that time frame. And this is kind of like part of that lead up with Mercury making its conjunction to Saturn. This is more so the thought of what do you want to bring in to the people that are serious around you? Like, what do you want to like make? You know what I mean? This is I keep saying serious because these are some serious times. You know what I mean? Like 2021 is going to be a better year than the year prior, but we have to get through the first. We're still, if in terminology, we're still on the cusp of 2020. Like we got to get through to like March. Once we hit March, it's a new year. That's my personal opinion. But like that's pretty much the way that's kind of be formulating as far as that's concerned for today. So going on into Sunday, right? There's not a lot of astrology on Sunday. It's kind of literally just like Sunday is going to be like a very lull kind of period before heading into the new moon in Capricorn, right? So when it comes to this lull period that's going on, right? What's happening is that this moon is going to be making a square, however, to Neptune and Pisces. So this is kind of like you having to bridge your mind with what your dreams are. But there's going to be there's going to almost feel like a conflict between the two, right? And the whole idea is because you trust your vision, but you have to also trust in the idea that there's a higher vision than the one that you even have, right? And because of that, there's going to be like some type of it's basically like you have to connect to the highest part of yourself, but you're confused at what higher part of yourself you're even aiming at. But that's okay. And the reason why this is happening is because this is kind of helping you bridge in with that conflict to teach you how to boss up before this Capricorn new moon is coming in on technically Tuesday. Wednesday is really when the new moon happens. I'm doing a class on Monday because the moon in Capricorn shifts into Capricorn on Monday, and I want to put you all on so you can have some time in order for you to make sure you have all your intentions out. You make sure you have this. I want to give you a whole day, you know what I mean, like a whole day of hey, let me make sure I have everything together. So that's going to be on 1/11. So if anyone wants to know about the fullness of the new moon in Capricorn, please come through to my class on Monday, 6 p.m. PST. It's literally only $10, and I tell you so much information. Oh my goodness, I'll break it down for y'all in such a good way. So yeah, word. So now getting into the next part, right? Someone asked, how do you ease the bridge? I think the bridging in between, like, at least the year last year and this year, how to ease it is literally this new moon in Capricorn. You have to boss up. It's not like a time frame where it's just going to be like, oh, it's just going to be just easy, like everything's just going to like fall into place. No, like you got to do something about it. Like, you feel me? That's the whole idea. Like, you have to do something about it. And when you do something about it in Cap season and you really like put your whole into whatever is going on, for the next 6 months, whatever it is that you put in is going to start to like flourish. And that's what's really important about that time frame, right? So going into Monday, we're talking about Monday now, on the 11th, right? So on Monday, we have the moon going into Capricorn in its first degrees, right? So the moon going into Capricorn is going to be essentially us starting to feel this new moon energy, right? To speak on a new moon, for anyone that doesn't know, when a new moon happens is basically when you look out in the night sky and you can't see the moon. Like, the moon is not there. And you're like, where's the moon tonight? And the reason why this is a new moon is because, like, to frame it in the easiest way, it's pretty much the rebirth of the moon and whatever energy is going on, right? It's when the sun and moon enter the same sign and then you don't see the moon because the sun and moon are in the same area. They're in the same location. You can't see it from that point. So the whole idea behind this is that this new moon is going to be once more bridging in the seriousness in what we're going to be creating as far as pushing our power forward. It's like power. It's all about power and authority with Capricorn. Like, ask any Cap you know, they're like, you get what I'm saying? But that's pretty much how that ends up going, right? So we also have on Monday, right? We have Mercury conjuncting Jupiter. So Mercury was just on Saturn pretty much the 2 days before that, right? So Mercury on Saturn was like, hey, how are we going to bridge in this form of like revolution and figuring this out? But then this on Monday is going to be like, hey, how are we going to actually like spread some luck between our connections with other people? How are we going to bring a jovialness? How are we going to bring happiness to other people? How are we going to bring true friendship to other people that we communicate with or that we interact with? These are going to be the things and the themes that are popping up on this Monday leading up to that. On top of this Mercury making its conjunction to Jupiter, Mercury is going to be making a sextile to Chiron, and Jupiter is going to be making a sextile to Chiron. So Mercury is the lower mind, whereas Jupiter is the higher mind. It's the easiest way for me to format that. So it's like the two parts of your mind. Mercury is the mind that you speak with. I'm using my Mercury right now to speak to you all, right? But the Jupiter is basically all the astrology knowledge that I've gained over time, etc., right? That's kind of like the easiest way to like frame it, and that's how it works even specifically for you when it comes to certain things, right? But when it comes to someone said the new moon is stronger than the full moon. I would agree for manifestations, hands down. I would definitely agree that the new moon is way better for manifestations than the full moon, 100%. So thank you, I appreciate it. Someone said I do a concise readings. Thank you so much. So shouts out to Mercury and Cap. But getting into the rest, right? The whole idea behind this Mercury sextile with Chiron and this Jupiter sextile with Chiron, when it comes to this communication of the higher mind and lower mind, we're bridging in opportunities to heal old aspects of ourselves by speaking our highest truth that we can, right? This is going to be like literally like the transformation point when it comes to what your mind wants to convey, right? This is even a good time to, this reason why I'm even doing the class on this day is so you could take this time frame and gain the opportunity to figure out what do you want to actually fully manifest on a new moon itself. So there's a reasoning behind why I'm doing it. It's also going to be on 111, which I just thought was cool. So it's like, let's do it on that day. So that's going to be on Monday. We're going to be breaking down the information on a new moon and Cap in its entirety. But to kind of break down a little bit, because on Tuesday, at late Tuesday night is when, in Pacific time, I'm using Pacific time for this, or PST. When it comes to this new moon in Capricorn, the new moon, be sure to grab the new moon in Capricorn candle as well from house whenever you get a chance to, because it's gonna be dope. So right, so we have a lot of things going on the new moon itself. We have Mercury making a square to Uranus, Venus square Chiron, moon sextile Neptune, moon conjunct Pluto, which is the most important part of this new moon. I'm going to get into this in its entirety on Monday, but I do need to mention, even if you can't show up for whatever reason, but I mean, I'm sure that you should, because like it's going to be lit, so pull up. But outside of that, when it comes to this new moon and Cap, it's going to be on Pluto. Pluto, the planet of legitimate transformation, the planet of like completely restructuring everything that's going on. That's the reason why this new moon is so important, because it's like whatever that you want to do for the next 6 months, whatever you want to do for the next 12 months, whatever you want to do as far as like your job's concerned, whatever you want to do about bridging in your authority. If you want to make like an art piece and you want to go for it, this is the day to like bridge in that like manifestation to do so, like straight up. You know what I mean? Like this is really the time frame for you to do that. You know what I mean? If you want to build a business, if you're an entrepreneur, this is the most important day of the year for you. Like I'm straight up. Like, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a hustling type of person and you want to like make your own type of thing, this is the most important day for you. Pluto is going to be wrecking house and transforming your whole entire way of how you deal with your personal authority. So with that being said, like you need to like really utilize this new moon in Capricorn energy to push yourself forward in that regard. Please come to the class. I'm gonna definitely get through the like every single bit of it, like literally every aspect, every this, every that, and then I break down for the science, and I pull cards. I pull tarot as well. So then you know not only from the astrology bit, but also from a tarot bit as well, so you get all aspects of the regard. So definitely be sure to pull through to that. Have a class on Wednesday as well about Lilith and Chiron, so that's going to be good. Is that the day good to submit applications? 100%. You better submit the application. Literally whatever. Okay, New Moon in Capricorn. Whatever it is that you need to do to boss up in whatever you want to do, you need to do it. Like do it. Get it done. That's what I'm saying. Like you see this like in my face, like you need to get it done. Because that's what's going to be like really bringing you like happiness in the long term. So that's really why I want to just like stress it, because I'm like, yo, like it's really going to make a real difference for you all. So yeah, put through the class. So all the classes are on House Intuition, by the way. Just the website on the front page, you'll be able to find it. It's like right there. So basically going on to the next portion of this, right? We're going into Wednesday, right? So for Wednesday, technically at midnight, like midnight, yeah, like midnight basically is when the full moon, the new moon happens for people on the East Coast, right? But the whole idea with this is that on Wednesday we have Mars making a trine to Saturn and etc. Wait, hold on. So getting better reading. Thank you for coming to the class. It's lit. What day is the best to light the candle? 11th, 12th, or 13th, in my personal opinion. If it's a little bit after that, that's okay, but like that's the best time frame. While the moon is actually in Capricorn, I'd probably do it or like right after. It depends on what you feel ultimately. Even when it comes to all form of candle stuff, it's all on what you feel. The astrology will help guide you as far as like how to make it its maximum, but like you gotta vibe with it. It really depends on how you feel. Sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Like I didn't light my new 2021 candle on New Year's because I was like, nah, I need to wait. You get what I'm saying? It always depends on like how you feel and how you vibe with that. But cool. Getting back into the astrology before I get super distracted. We're going into the next bit, right? So after this on Wednesday, we do have Mars squaring Saturn, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. It's definitely gonna be one of those days where it's like, because Saturn rules like authority and Mars is basically like the fighting willpower of the people, there's going to be some interesting like energy as far as that Wednesday is concerned. Stay off the news that day. It's going to be something extra about just like going about that. That's pretty much how that ends up working, but just like be cautious. And it's not only just on that level, it's also going to be on a personal level. So there might even be like some type of like conflicts with just general like authority frames and such like that you're going to have to be sure that you learn. Like you're going to have to compromise in the process, but you're going to also need to, someone said ruckus, you need to bring the ruckus. Thank you. Woo, that's a perfect word I was looking for. You kind of need to bring the ruckus on Wednesday just a bit, because that's going to be like really bringing in and bridging in everything else like that. Someone said protect your energy. Facts. With the moon conjunct Saturn too on this day, moon's going to be slipping into Aquarius actually. So when the moon's going to be in Aquarius and conjuncting Saturn, that's going to be about once more bringing in this revolutionary thought, this revolutionary idea, this new form of humanitarianism. That's really what I'm sensing when it comes to this, right? And on top, and then the next thing after, it's going to be Venus making its trine to Uranus, and Venus making its trine to Uranus is going to be about once more, how are you going to build in and bridge in your love on on an unconventional level, right? It's going to be just like you finding new emotional things and you finding new emotional places with the things that you chose to take serious in that new Capricorn moon. Because you chose to take all these things serious, now your emotions are going to reframe in order for you to keep making the right decisions to keep these things serious. But it's going to come to you in a lightning strike way. Like, you're not going to necessarily have like it's going to just come to you in a random way. Like, it's going to be like a eureka moment, or it's going to be just like a random thing that happens, and you're going to be like, oh, word, that makes sense. Someone said that they missed it. What did they miss? I'm going to also be putting this on IGTV. It's always more fun to watch it live because you get to see all the people. Everybody's here. I appreciate the love from everyone down here. Appreciate all that showed up to the classes. Appreciate y'all who show up every week. I know there's a few of you that show up every week to this, and I've been doing this since like July. So shouts out to y'all. If anything, I'll do this every week as well. Astro Saturday. So we get it popping. And I'm on here like pretty much all the time. But Monday and Wednesday I do my classes though. So definitely just be sure to check that out. What else do I gotta mention? Oh yeah, so then the next day after that, we're going into Thursday. We have Uranus going direct, so that's going to be basically changing and bridging in a bunch of new information as far as like our minds and such like that is concerned. But we're also going to be the sun's going to be conjuncting Pluto. So whereas on the new moon, the moon's going to be on Pluto for the most part. But this moon's going to be, the sun's going to be directly conjunct Pluto. So there's going to be a major transformation of your identity when it comes to this Capricorn energy. And that's why this new moon is so important, because when you tap into this new moon energy and you tap into that, it's going to become you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to literally become that hustle, that everything else, going to become and integrate into you. So if you are able to guide it in the right, it's going to happen regardless, but if you're able to guide it in the right direction, that's what's going to be making such a shift. And that's why it's so important to like know what's going on for the new moons and full moons. And I mean, even how it goes into your charts and stuff like that, but that's a whole deep thing. That's a personal reading type deal. But that's pretty much the whole idea behind that. So and then on Friday, which is the last day before I come back live again, and on this upcoming Saturday, this upcoming Friday is going to be the moon entering Pisces and to basically end off the week. And the moon in Pisces is going to be making a sextile to Mars and Taurus. So the last day of this week on Friday, after all this intense, like, you got to make it happen. You got to start doing it. This is the day to kind of like relax and tap into your dreams more. Like, you kind of got to just like let it be. Road opener candle would be excellent for this new moon in Capricorn. But the whole idea behind this like moon in Pisces is going to be the chill. It's going to be like a little more, it's going to be more calm. It's going to be a little more serene. It's going to be a little more relaxed, a little more just into your energy. Definitely suggest you take like a nice bath that day or something along the lines of that. Treat yourself. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. Treat yourself, especially with the sextile to Mars and Taurus. It's just a good day to like, I don't know if you like know a spa or anything like that, or you know something like that, but make sure you do something nice for yourself. That's pretty much what Friday's going to be about. Do something nice for yourself. Leave the hustle out a little bit until the moon goes into Aries, but I'll be able to break that down by next week. But everything that I mentioned so far is this week ahead, right? Please come through to my class on Monday. New moon in Capricorn, I'll rip it. It's just like, you think I'm going off now? I'm not. So that's the whole idea behind the new moon in Capricorn. I'm really like really try to make sure that goes down. Someone said schedules massage. Facts, you should. I mean, if you can. Obviously stay safe and such like that, but do that up. Outside of that, pretty sure that's it for the week. Cool. That's it for the week's astrology at the very least. Make sure that you just check out House of Intuition, houseintuitionla.com. I have my classes up there Monday and Wednesday. They're literally I have them all scheduled out for the rest of that. Please come to my astrology 101 series. I'm literally like, I've been working on this for so long. I'm very, very excited to be showing you all. Like, I literally have like the planetarium, like, so you can see it as I explain stuff. Super fun, super great. It's gonna be awesome. So outside of that, I'm pretty sure that's the end of this stream. I just like talking at the end because I'm already like, I've been going for the last 30 minutes. But appreciate the love. Thank you all so much for showing up. Be sure to check out, like I said, houseintuitionla.com. Check out my classes. See you in the live streams, and I'm gonna see y'all later. See you at the class, New Moon in Capricorn. Teach y'all how to manifest to be a boss, straight up. But outside of that, much love to you all. Until next time, peace out.